What's going on, Conscious Crew? I said, you know what? Let me squeeze one more up out of me. You guys know what we're here to get into. Before we do so, go ahead and thumbs up the video until we're absolutely stuck. Thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious Crew member and telling them to get their black asses into the motherfucking sanctuary. All right. Also, make sure that you guys are sharing the stream out to whatever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your MySpace, your Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you in fact lay the links at them horse. We're out, we're live, and we're certainly in color. Also, shout out to all of the new subbies. And of course, you guys, if you appreciate what I do here, can always donate to the platform on Cash App, $Consciouztv, and or PayPal.me/ConsciouzTV. Consciouztv spelled just how it is here on the platform with a Z on the end of conscious. All handles are, of course, in the description box below. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What is going on, Conscious Crew? It is a lot going on. Happy Thursday. It has been a riveting week, girl. I cannot believe how dramatic this year is. It's like every year we think we have seen the most extra shit there is, girl, and then kapow. Like the next year just outcompetes the year prior, girl. And it's just going to be upside down as hell for the next 2,500 years as we are enduring the age of Aquarius. Now, I told you guys we were going to be seeing a lot of litigations, a lot of courtroom shit, because we're also enduring right now a Pluto's retrograde, which is pretty much going to be in transient until the October. So we got 4 months of a Pluto's retrograde. So I was not surprised when another fucking restraining order, another court-centered situation then popped all the way off, girl, just in days of Halle Bailey's restraining order against the father of her child, Twitch streamer DDG, who was the father of the legendary and iconic baby Halo. Okay, you guys know that we've been covering that particular case. You guys know that they have court next month. We're going to be keeping you guys updated on everything that takes place. We're going to be getting into them a little bit later in the stream. But within less than a week of Halle filing her violence protective order against the father of her child, Skai Jackson, childhood star actress Skai Jackson, has filed a restraining order against her albino ass baby daddy as well, bitch, alleging similar charges. And of course, we have the actual docs, okay? I believe it's a 30-page doc, girl. We're going to read through it. We're going to get into her allegations against the father of her child. And of course, she is also going for custody of their child together, girl. And, you know, I have a little bit of a hypothesis and a psychoanalyst about why we're seeing so many successful, high-valued, rich-ass Black women choosing these raggedy-ass ninjas, okay? I think I know what's going on. I think I have literally cracked the glass ceiling. You guys will tell me what you guys think about my hypothesis when we get there. So let's go ahead and get into the things. What's going on, Conscious Crew? You know, did I speak to y'all in the last live? Girl, there's so much going on. I'm just getting straight to the business. What's going on, Sister Craft? Hey, Boo. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Tam Tam. Hey, Presma. What's going on, Honor Aries? Hi, Latera. What's going on? Gypsy. Hey, boo. Yes, for the money. Green. Honey. What's going on? Yolanda. Hey, Sanda. What? I got the new king from the very beginning. Period. What's going on, Lauren? Hey, Noah. Hey, Queen Keish. Hey, y'all. Okay, so let's get into the things and please run those likes up. Hey, Shauna. Right. Definitely a pathology. Shauna, I'm wondering what you think about, what is your hypothesis on why so many of our rich ass women are just dealing with these dusties and busties. But speaking of busty, girl, Skai Jackson once again, hold on, let me see if I can pull an article, then we're going to read the actual documents. I'm going to have to be clever when pulling up those documents because they have Skai's address on them, etc. Let me see here. You guys run those likes up. Got my damn stream playing. Shut that up. What article do we want? People.com. Okay, let's do it with Miss People. All right, courtesy of MissPeople.com. You guys, once again, run those likes up. We need all of that on this crazy ass Tuesday. All right, let's get into it, y'all. It's a lot going on. All right, Skai Jackson requests restraining order against her son's father, DeAndre Burgeon, over domestic violence claims. The Disney Channel alum, 23 years of age, has filed a request for a restraining order in LA County Superior Court against her son, Cashay's father, DeAndre Burgeon, over domestic violence allegations. TMZ was the first, of course, to report the news, just like in the Haley case. So I think it's safe to say right now that these ladies are leaking these documents to TMZ. Typically, mainstream media is, they're in the call log of celebrities. Celebrities oftentimes will coordinate with media to meet them at the courthouse. They will have members of their team leak information that they deem relevant to the public, etc., to media outlets. This is why everybody from TMZ to the Shade Room, hell, to even us YouTubers and TikTokers have sources, okay? We're all on the call log, okay? So interesting how TMZ is always the first to break, always the first to gather, always the first to get. And remember, even with Haley's restraining order against DDG, DDG's brother had made it known that TMZ actually, even in their situation, was the first. TMZ was actually physically at the courthouse, etc. And he pretty much alluded and exposed the fact that, this was a coordinated media attack on his brother, DDG Child. All right. Nonetheless, TMZ was the first to report the news. In documents obtained by People, Jackson claimed that Burgeon assaulted her earlier this month on Mother's Day. Remember, Haley also was claiming that she was being bullied by DDG on Mother's Day because her and Haley and Chloe were on vacation out in St. Lucie or Lucia, and DDG apparently was getting triggered up by headlines that Haley was out there canoodling with their son with her boyfriend, and she was just kind of wishing him well, telling him to pop an aspirin, okay, that she would never do something like that. So it was a whole thing. So apparently, girl, these baby daddies have been trying to sabotage these mamas on Mother's Day. Skai says while she was holding their newborn son. Now, she was assaulted with her son, their son, in her own hands. She alleged that Burgeon grabbed her by the hair, slammed her head against a car window, and punched her in the face. Wow! So this is another celebrity star, female, who made and put out a restraining order against the father of her child just in days within Haley's restraining order, who also alleged that she was slammed against a car. Haley also claimed that DDG slammed her face into the steering wheel of his car, resulting in a chipped tooth. There's some eerily strange synchronicities from them both being harassed, bullied, or assaulted on Mother's Day to incidents revolving them being injured by way of a vehicle. slammed her head against a car window and punched her in the face. People has reached out to Virgin to comment. We're going to get into his response. Jackson also claimed that she's experienced domestic violence at the hands of Virgin throughout their relationship. Per the document, she told the judge that she endured a 6-month period where she would be abused weekly. She alleged that Virgin would choke her, scratch her, and slam her head into walls. In addition to physical violence, the actress claimed that he damaged her personal property, including an iPhone and a television. At one point, Jackson alleged that Virgin demanded she drink bleach to unalive their unborn child while she was pregnant, and claimed that he held her at knife point. While walking her to her car, she claimed that Virgin threatened to stab her in the stomach if she cried out for help. She also detailed another incident for which she claims that she has video evidence. She alleged that Virgin punched through a bathroom door after she locked herself inside. She claimed that he then slammed her against a wall and choked me until I could not breathe. A source close to Jackson tells People that the decision to file a restraining order was made to ensure her family's safety. Quote, the safety and well-being of her family is the top priority, the insider says. Quote, this restraining order was filed as a necessary measure to protect her and her child from continued harassment and threats. In January of 2025, Jackson announced that she and Virgin, whom she did not publicly identify at the time, welcomed their newborn by sharing a snap of herself holding the baby's hand on January 26. She captioned the image with cachet. The following month, the actress told People that motherhood had been positive during her first public outing at the 56th AACP Image Awards Creative Honors since announcing the birth of their son. Quote, I love being a new mom. It's just so exciting. Jackson said, I'm here tonight. I'm already missing my baby, but it's been a great month with my new little one. I feel like being a mom and juggling everything probably has to be one of the hardest jobs, but it's such a rewarding job because I'm doing it for him at the end of the day, she explained. So I just definitely learned that about myself. I can just handle whatever at this point. My God, today. All right. Now we're going to get into the actual court docs here. Shout out to my boo Documentings over on Station Head, who is a dope ass street committee member, always keeping us informed and providing those court records. Now, you guys may remember that Skai Jackson was caught up in a DV situation that allegedly she was the aggressor in just last year. We did cover this incident at the time, her and that same albino baby daddy fighting outside of all places. I believe it was Disney World or Disney goddamn land, girl, a hot motherfucking mess. Okay, remember, she was supposed to be possibly facing charges, but then, you know, they decided to drop them. She took responsibility for being the aggressor and blah, 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 claimed she was just upset, pregnant, hormonal, whatever the case may be. But People.com report that former Disney star Skai Jackson will not be charged after domestic battery arrest at Universal Studios. The LA County DA's office is declining to file charges against former Disney star Skai Jackson following her arrest on suspicion of domestic battery. According to documents obtained by People, the Jessie Star 22 was arrested on August 8th at a Universal Studios in California. A spokesperson for the LA County Sheriff's Department previously confirmed she was taken to the West Hollywood Sheriff's Station and later released. Quote, Skai is relieved that the investigation revealed that this was nothing more than a misunderstanding. We appreciate that the DA determined very quickly that there should be no charges of any kind, and Skai looks forward to putting this behind her, a rep for Jackson tells People. Police responded to the theme park after security personnel detained Jackson and deputies reviewed surveillance footage they alleged captured Jackson pushing the victim, which is her baby daddy. There was no weapons involved nor any identifiable injuries, added the sheriff's department at the time. Jackson previously played All right, so this is interesting to me because, once again, there have been also allegations made against Haley that she also has been domestically violent toward DDG, that these have been mutually physical abusive situations. You guys know that Deshae Frost, a good streamer friend of DDG came forward and said that, you know, he's aware of Halle abusing DDG, putting hands and feet on her. You guys know we played interviews of Halle admitting that she can be very problematic as an Aries. She can start shit with her niggas, be antagonistic. When people go low, she go to hell. She's petty, she's territorial, she's controlling, she's insecure, she micromanages the whole nine, which ironically seemed to have really validated some of the accusations that DDG made against her 2 months ago when he claimed that she was pretty much hogging their son. Even when, you know, it was his time for visitation, she would still embark upon his personal and quality time. He's never spent more than 72 hours alone with his son before she's showing up and, you know, taking up space, and said that those things do not work hand in hand, because when it's her time, she doesn't let him embark upon her time with Halo, but he accommodates her when she is using her postpartum narrative to justify why she suffers so severely with withdrawal. And she also admitted that she suffers that via out of her own mouth when she was on the set of some movie, basically saying that, you know, it's very hard for her to allow Halo to spend any time with his dad, who she knows is a great dad. She knows Halo is always safe with his dad, but she just has a personal issue with attachment and codependency, and that, you know, it wears and tears on her mental health because she feels completely paralyzed when she doesn't have access to her son. That's obviously aggravating her custodial agreement with DDG, who equally would like to father and equally like to, you know, take up time with his son because he's a new dad as well. And it's just a whole mess. So we have two celebrity relationships where the women in the relationship have went and filed legally against the fathers for alleged DV, while it's also been alleged that these women have also been violent and mutually violent toward the men who they're filing against, though the men have not taken up, you know, the case legally. This is also kind of historical. Men don't largely report to authorities domestic violence at the hands of women more so than women do when DV's at the hands of men. Men kind of just deal with it privately, etc., while women will, you know, employ said resources for whatever reasons they deem fit. So once again, I'm seeing like some interesting synchronicities and similarities in both Halle and DDG situation. And it's also equally weird that these things are playing out on the same fucking timeline, okay? Now, let's get into the details. Yes, I'm working, Rochelle. Working, child. Every night and day, baby, okay? And I don't know what this means. I'm just, you know, I'm just putting it all together, girl, okay? I don't know what these synchronicities mean. I just find everything very interesting, if you will. Let's get into her actual restraining order where she chronicles the situation with the father of her child, Mr. Burgeons. Let me skip through all her personal information. She got her phone number here, her email, her address. Let's see here. Okay, I think it's safe to pull it up now. Let's get into some of the details of the paperwork. You guys run those likes up. We need all of that. We're working our asses off. Dumb and Goofy was abusive with the other chick. I don't know who the other chick is. Let's see here. All right. Somewhere over the rainbow. All right, so as you guys see, this is her application. She says, we have a child together. We are dating or used to date. We live together or used to live together. Have you lived together in with the person in as a family or household? She said yes. Are there any restraining orders currently in place or that have expired in the last 6 months? Do you have one from the criminal court? She says no. Are you involved in any other court case with the person? She says yes. Criminal, which is for domestic violence. Okay, wait. So there are other cases going on right now that she has against the baby daddy. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. The scroll, child. Most recent abuse. Okay, date of abuse was last year, April 13th of last year. Did anyone else hear or see what happened? She says yes. Someone named Jennifer York. Did the person use or threaten use with a weapon or GUN? She says no. Did the person cause you any emotional or physical harm? She says yes. Verbally and physically abused me. She did not check off. Did the police come? She didn't check yes or no. Give more details on how the person in 2 was abusive on this day. Details can da. Okay, she says her baby daddy slammed me into a wall, choked me, punched a hole in my wall, put scratches on my neck, and almost punched me in the face. He then pushed me into my clothing rack, slammed my head into the wall, and destroyed my room, which I have photo proof of, and I called my best friend to show her what happened. Wow. How often has this person abused you? She checked weekly. Give dates. Multiple times in May, June, July, August, September, and October of last year, you guys. Date of abuse, April through October of 2024. Did anyone else hear or see what happened on this day? She said yes. A one named Sydney Bow. Did the person cause you emotional or physical harm, or was a weapon used? She says yes. A hand GUN. Did the person cause you emotional harm? She says yes. Choked me, spit in my face, threatened to have me unalive. Did the police come? She says no. This is her detail of that. Her detailed account of that event. On July 8th of last year, DeAndre Burgeon chased me upstairs. I locked myself in the bathroom, and he said if I did not come out, he would break through my bathroom door. He then punched and kicked through the door, breaking it in half, slamming me on the bathroom wall, and choked me until I could not breathe, which I have video proof of. Wow. How often has the person, number 2, abused you? Weekly, of course, April through October of last year. Date of abuse here is June 24th. A hand GUN was used. No one else had witnessed this particular incident, and she was emotionally and physically abused, and this is her detailed account. And of course, she checked off no for did the police come. In June of 2024, DeAndre Burgeon demanded to see my phone to go through my messages. He was jealous that a male had texted me, so he broke my phone, choked me against the kitchen countertop. He then demanded that I drink bleach to unalive our unborn child. He then walked me to the car with a knife in his hand, telling me to get in the driver's seat, and if I called out for help, he would stab me in the stomach. He then called his friend Lamont Robinson, telling him that he was about to unalive me. He then told me to drive to the doctor to get an abortion. I don't know what this reads. It's kind of, he asked me, was I crazy and why would I want to unalive our child? How often has this person abused you like this? She said just once. Check this box if you need more space to describe the abuse. She checks that. Other protected people, do you want the restraining order to protect your children, family, or someone you live with? She says yes. Of course, that is their son, who is 3 months old, who lives with her. Why do these people need protection? Her baby daddy assaulted me while I was holding our son on Mother's Day of this year. He grabbed me by my hair, slammed my head on the backseat window of my car, and hit me in the face while holding my son, DeAndre, causing me to have a bloody nose. I don't feel safe with my son being around him due to his violent history. He also said, F my child. Jesus Christ. This man couldn't even been back in my grace. Wait a minute, y'all. Something is going on with my damn computer. hold on. This is fucking insane. Y'all, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Does person number 2 have firearm GUNs, firearm parts, or ammunition? She says yes, a rifle, a hand GUN, and a switch. Order to not abuse. Hold on. Order to not abuse. I asked the judge, order the person to not do the following things to me or anyone listed. Do not harass, attack, strike, threaten, assault, actually or otherwise hit, follow, stalk, molest, destroy personal property, keep under surveillance, impersonate on the internet, electronically or otherwise, block movements, annoy by phone or other electronic means, including repeatedly contact or disturb the peace. Okay, she wants the judge to sign off on that. She also wants a stay away order. I asked the judge to order the person number 2 to stay away from me, my home, my job, workplace, each person, and number 8, of course, her son, my vehicle. How far do you want this person to stay away from you at all times? She said 100 yards, 300 feet. Do you and person 2 live together or live close together? She says no. Do you and person number 2 have the same workplace? She says no. Other orders. Not to post anything about me on social media as he threatened to blackmail me and release revenge porn. I also do not want him posting any photos of my son, as we had an agreement that we would not post his face online, nothing on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, etc. Also order family friends not to make posts, including his mom, Ricky Virgin, and sister, Tatiana West, who has threatened and harassed me before. Okay, so she's afraid that his family, his albino family, is going to be equally violent. Child custody and visitation. Check this box if you have a child with the person and want the judge to make or change child custody or visitation orders. She of course checks yes. Protect animals. Oh, okay. So they have a terrier mix whose name is Otis and it's black and white. She want him to stay away from that fucking Otis. Okay, stay away from Otis. I asked the judge to protect the animals listed above by ordering the person number 2 to not take, sell, hide, molest, attack, strike, threaten, harm, get rid of, transfer, or borrow against the animals. And she wants his ass, not even within 100 yards of Otis. Record communications. I asked the judge to allow me to record calls or communications to the father for child when those calls or communications violate the restraining order. Okay, she wants to be able to legally document things accordingly. Pay expenses caused by the abuse. I asked the judge to order the person number 2 to pay for things caused directly by baby daddy, property, medical care, counseling, temporary housing. Bring proof of the amounts to your court date. Okay, she wants him to pay for a broken TV that was $400, an iPhone that was pretty much $1,100, wall repair, which is $159, and another wall repair, which is $198. Child support. I do not have child support order and want one. Okay, lawyer fees. I asked that baby daddy pay for some or all of my lawyer fees and cost and any other necessary financial occurrences. Batterer intervention program. I asked the judge to order the person listed to go to a 52-week batterer intervention program. The goal of this program is to stop abuse. These are weekly classes on accountability, abuse effects, and gender roles. If ordered, the person has to show the judge that they enrolled and completed the program. Automatic orders. If judge grants restraining order, no firearm, GUNs, ammunition, no body armor, cannot look for protected people. This is not, once again, the court order. This is the application and her request to the courts. All right. Hold on. Let me zoom out because I don't want no unnecessary information being leaked. Let me see here. Okay. So let me see. Okay. So she has another DV 101 description of abuse from baby daddy back in September 7th of 2024. Who was there? DeAndre and I. And Atrigus Bergen. I don't know whether that's a brother or a cousin, but let's get into the details. On September 7th of 2024, DeAndre Bergen was mad that my mother filed a restraining order against him. Okay, so this might be the other order she said when they asked, is there any other order pending? Wow, so her mother had to file a restraining order against him. He got in my face to try to hit me and told me he will have his cousin, Mark Bergen, come and unalive my mother. He also demanded that I stay in the house and not leave since I ruined his day. He called me the B word multiple times, including my mother. I have this on audio. So why was he around her in her persons in her private quarters on Mother's Day of this year when this man done threatened to unalive you, unalive your unborn child, has assaulted you while the child was in your hand, has threatened to have your mother unalive? She had to put out a restraining order against him last year. So why in the fuck was he? Man, baby, y'all better start believing people. Y'all better and believe them the first motherfucking time. And if you gon' believe them the second time, the second time, then they need to come back with some anger management paperwork. They need to show that the work has been done. The salvation has been acquired. If you're gonna entertain, because I ain't gonna tell you not to forgive nobody. I'm not of belief that once a cheater, always a cheater, or once an abuser, always an abuser. I think that people do have temper issues. These are things that can be helped, healed, and mitigated if the person is willing to get their shit together. So, if you embark upon giving someone who has been emotionally, physically, and or mentally abusive towards you a second chance, they need to come back with proof that the work has been put in to address those issues. And that don't just go for women, that goes for men, since you men also be enduring domestic violence. Y'all just don't report the domestic violence to the same degree that women do. But you need to be taking DV, whether it's emotional or physical, just as serious as women do when it's at the hands of men. Men, y'all need to be also requiring the abusive ass women in your life to do the work if you're going to be giving them a second chance, and also learn to believe the female abuser the first goddamn time, okay? Because, baby, these be life and death damn situations. It's nuts. And the crazy part about it is that the baby daddy looks like everything Skai Jackson is describing, girl, okay? When Skai got with this man, just like in Haley's case, people was like, why, Skai? Why, Skai? Why? Your baby daddy is a bum, my love. I mean, you're taking pictures and selfies with him while he's in a fucking ski mask, posing as a delinquent and a thug, girl. Just why, girl? Okay, it's like these decisions be so bizarre in terms of why our women are choosing these men, because some of these men are like outside out. They don't even be trying to hide the fact that they're problematic. Like the problem just be like the writing's on the wall. Shout out to Destiny's Children. Why? It's understanding if women of a particular economic background, educational background, choose a certain type of a man. But, we're talking about women who have choices, options. Why choose the bottom of the barrel, baby? I'm going to tell you why I think they do after we're done here. Has the person number two abused you or your children other times? She says October 25th. She describes how her baby daddy threatened to show up to her house and threatened to unalive her while she was pregnant because she asked him to go to therapy. And she has an audio recording of this. The police did not come, nor were they called. And she has more incidences here against baby daddy. LA. Do you know any other cases involving any child listed? She says no. Is there any court order for custody or visitation? She says no. Do you want to limit whether person in number 2 can travel with your children? She says yes. She said, can't try to take my child anywhere or Ohio, DeAndre entire family are felons and have access to drugs and weapons, okay? She don't want him nor his family, well, she's calling him and his family felons. Don't want him around, them around said children. Do you want the person to have access to the children's records and information? She says no. For the following records or information, she says no medical, dental, mental, school, daycare, or extracurricular activity, including summer camps and sports teams. She wants his ass completely out of the equation. Do you believe that your baby daddy might abduct and kidnap your child? She initially looked like she was going to say no, but then she checked yes. Do you want the judge to make child custody order? She says yes. She wants sole custody, legally and physically. Do you want the person to have visits? She says absolutely the fuck not. I asked the judge to order the person to have no visits. Okay, she wants him gone, girl. Okay, same thing. Haley is requesting full and entire custody of the kid. I can understand why in this case, because unlike in the Haley case, Skai is alleging that the father has made threats against, the child, both when unborn and have been violent toward her, even while she was holding their child, etc. So, rightfully so. Skai Jackson, a name of person, of course, baby daddy, does not have strong ties to California, has a history of abusing her, abusing other partners, threatening to take away, hide their children, has a criminal record, right, Skai? So, baby, while you're telling your baby daddy to get therapy, which he needs all of that, and then some, rehab and the whole 9, you need to be equally in therapy to figure out why, Skai, okay? You need to be employing, girl. You so good Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network checks, girl, to sit down and get to the bottom of your why. Why, Skai? Why him? Why, girl? Okay? Because, baby, it takes 2 to tango, honey. And your baby daddy wasn't hiding the fact that he was different. Okay? So, baby, I want you in therapy also to seek the why. Do not move the children without permission. She checks off. And that is the end of her application. Now, I also just received something in my email. Let me see something here. I might got some intel, you guys. I don't know if this has been ordered yet. Maybe the judge has signed off on it. You guys run those likes up. Run those likes up. This is a hot mess. Skai is lucky to have gotten the fuck out alive. This is a lot. Okay, we got some intel here. Shout out to the street committee. Okay, let me see here. We got some intel. Oh no, that's about the Tory Lanez case. Okay, so I'm not sure if the judge is going to grant that, but like I told you guys, even with the Halle Bailey situation, judges typically will go ahead and grant a restraining order, and then they'll set a court date, just like in the Halle DDG situation, for the defendant to contest said allegations, etc. Have an opportunity to argue their plight, which can either result in the judge granting a mutual protective order, or it could result in a protective order being sustained against the defendant, or it could lead to the reversal of a restraining order if the petitioner is found to be full of shit and lying. All right. Now, Skai Jackson's baby daddy has responded to said claims. All right. Courtesy of the Jasmine brand, Skai Jackson's child's father, DeAndre Burgeon, appears to react after judge. Okay, so the restraining order has been granted. Okay, so he probably will have a court date that's coming up as well. Restraining order, quote, I'm about to crash the fuck out, he says. Okay, this is him, I don't know what, on Twitter, no, on Facebook, saying, what the helly, okay, at the restraining order. Laughing emojis. Then he posts this reel to his stories, which is captioned, which he has a laughing emoji, fire emoji, and an okay emoji. And this is a clip of someone dancing down a hallway, getting jiggy with it, captioned, when she calls you toxic and narcissistic, but she still lets you pipe. Okay? So this is him alluding, girl, that baby mama, you know, is trying to make him big back scary man, but, you know, you have been allowing me to continue to fuck. And as we can see from the dates, she did continue to entertain him despite threats against the baby, the unborn baby, despite threats against her mama, despite her mama having to put out restraining orders, and she was still allowing him at the house and in her private quarters, etc., girl. So seems like there's some truth to that as well. Typically when it comes to these toxic situations, girl, it's just a mess. He also posted this, I'm about to crash the fuck out, not going to lie, okay? Well, let's hope that does not fucking happen. And if it does, that Miss Skai Jackson has an AK-47 and is ready to blow his goddamn head off at the first knock on the goddamn door, because that's the way my shit's set up. All right, so restraining order has been granted. How this is going to play out, I have no idea, but I will be keeping you guys motherfucking updated, girl, on, I didn't even show my screen. I'm still showing you guys the fucking restraining. Still showing you guys the fucking application for the restraining order. I hadn't even. Let me show y'all this before we move. Oh, I already done exit out of it. So, oh well. But I'll keep you guys updated on that, girl. Once again, child. Men and women who are victims of DV, which is emotional, mental, and or physical, please believe people the first time when they show you who the fuck they are. And if you're going to entertain them and let them back in the second time, please mandate that they bring some proof of self-correction, self-healing, and self-help, which should be a receipt of therapy, anger management, etc., bitch, okay? If you're going to circle the block 2, 4, 16 times, okay? Make a raggedy motherfucker bring some receipts to substantiate, girl, that they now are a safe place. And, you know, take your time and also see how that works out, if that's what you're going to do. Now, as the Halle Bailey DDG drama is unfolding, of course, like, fans are continuing to put together compilations, basically showing Halle being equivalent to the damn moon, where there's a light side and then a dark side. And I guess this is to support some of the narratives from DDG's family and camp that Halle is the problematic one, the abusive one. She either is that solely or she is that too, aka also. Okay, so this is another compilation that's circulating. Is captioned Halle Bailey when she's sweet versus when she irritated as fuck. So for all the people who buy into the Little Mermaid propaganda and the Ariel Disney marketing and the girl next door marketing, I guess this clip is to prove, girl, that as Halle said, y'all don't know her, bitch.
I would not eat either of them. They're my friends. I'm on Broadway. They are important. They are worthy. They deserve to be a princess. One more Hey.
I've never actually heard Ariel, Chicken of the Sea curse, girl. Okay, so that's a whole gag.
I would not eat either of them. They're my friends. I'm on Broadway. They are important. They are worthy. They deserve to be a princess. One more Hey.
Wow, okay. Definitely got to turn upside. That's for sure. All right. This is other fan-made compilation. Someone captioned this clip as Halle Bailey and DDG. Let's not pretend the signs haven't been there all along, okay? In terms of Halle hogging DDG, which, once again, Halle practically already done admit it. you know, that she has an unhealthy codependency issue, which is a problem for sure. Wow. All right, you guys know that Soulja Boy has came into the picture to threaten to whip to whip DDG's ass on behalf of the recent claims made by Halle. This is what he had to say to DDG. Okay, why is my computer acting down?
Oh, hey, fuck you talking about? Oh, hey, tell the nigga set that shit up for this weekend. I'm off tour tomorrow. You can fight the day after tomorrow. Fuck you talking about? I'll be in LA tomorrow. Tomorrow my last show.
Here's the thing. Halle has already said out of her mouth, her issue is not with DDG. She knows that her son is safe. DDG is a great father. She said this on multiple different occasions, and she has admitted she is the problem. She has the issue. She has the toxic enmeshment. So this idea that DDG is exploiting their son, Halle is a celebrity child, and Halle posts her son just as much as DDG does. I mean, it's kind of weird that people act like DDG is the only one seen in footage with his son. There are just as many clips of Halle and Halle on her Snapchat, Twitter that are in the algorithm just as they are of DDG and Halle. It's clear that they both are raising a celebrity child and are marketing that child, which is their business. They are celebrities, they public figures. If they want him to have endorsements and for him to be bringing a bag to the family, girl, rightfully so, bitch. Formula and Pampers cost motherfucking money, Halle. Get to motherfucking work. I ain't mad at it. I ain't got no problem with it. You know, ain't nothing bad happening to that child when he's on camera. He just has a camera to his face. All right, we already kind of covered the whole Soulja Boy, Ray J shit. DDG responded to Soulja Boy's claim, which led to this white boy who DDG put in the middle getting cussed the fuck out by Soulja Boy. But my computer is acting real ranka-danka-stanka. Hold on. Oh, my shit acting stupid. So DDG pretty much agrees to fight Soulja Boy, but wants to do so professionally. Okay? So that's what he had to say.
Now you yapping a little too much. Now I got to do it to you. That hair everybody up, yeah. I hope anybody in this chat don't ever try to.
You wish you could see it yourself, man.
And he didn't want to bring him on Kai Cenat stream. He brought him on Kai Cenat stream. And Halle overreacted, and she publicly apologized to both Kai and DDG and said that her issue wasn't even him being on Kai Cenat stream. Her issue was she, quote unquote, didn't know that her son was going to be on camera at all. Her issue was she just wasn't informed. Not that she even had an issue per se. But then the brother turned around and exposed the fact that she knew that he was going to be on Kai Cenat stream to begin with. But nonetheless, that's another incident that she took responsibility for, that she said she overreacted to, which goes hand in hand with her admitting that she has control issues, which goes hand in hand with DDG's allegations that she micromanages, she hoards, and she is just obsessive, and it's really intrusive and disrespectful.
Fuck you talking about? So I smack the shit out you, nigga.
Like, we know you're lying. You know, we know you're not going to smack anything. It's just like, let's just leave that in the past.
Soulja Boy would get his ass whooped.
Let's just hope Soulja Boy go to rehab.
I actually think that they would whoop each other's ass. Like, they both are zeros, so it's like 0 times 0 equals just more damn zeros. I can't really see either one of them having enough bone density to get one up on each other. I just think that their bone on bone contact would just cause mutual injury to the both of them in a fight, girl.
Because it's getting to a point where I'm losing aura talking about you. It's just, I can't afford to sacrifice any more aura going back and forth with you, buddy. Go get some help.
All right. He goes on in this live stream to call to call Soulja Boy a crackhead and a meth head and a pussy asshole, but nonetheless, he is willing to show up on the Ponderosa. Some white boy named Aiden, who's a streamer, tried to call Soulja Boy and pretty much asked him, girl, is he willing to get to the bag? Soulja Boy cussed his ass the fuck out, hung the fuck up in his motherfucking face, and went on about his Twitch life, girl. So it's yet to be determined if Soulja Boy will be following up with the foolishness, child. All right. Is there anything else here for question? Haley's, okay, here we go. Hold on, Haley's restraining order ironically has several highlights which revolve around Halo, who I told you guys it seems like the restraining order was really filed to accomplish custody. DDG denied all visitation, only allowed supervised visits once a week for 6 hours in LA, blocked DDG from taking Halo out of LA County, banned him from getting Halo travel documents without her permission, and hearing a set for June 4th to decide, okay? More than likely that will not stick, unlike probably in the Skai Jackson's case, because Haley failed to establish DDG as a direct threat against Halo. Historically, judges don't care, and courts don't care, or not that they don't care, but they don't allow there to be bleed over if the mother has is experiencing personal DV issues with the father that typically does not translate to the child unless you can prove that the father you are alleging is abusing you is also being directly violent toward the kid. She failed to do that, so more than likely custody will be fine. And what will happen to the restraining order, depending on, you know, what the case is here, DDG will be able to fend for himself. We know that his mother also pretty much said that she will be defending herself and her family against the general allegations that Haley made. So I assume they're going to be doing all this through the court system. And once again, I'll be keeping you guys completely updated on that. And last but not least, DDG seemingly has lost some sponsors and some endorsements. So, you know, this is what he had to say to, I guess, some of the companies that are pulling back while he's dealing with his DV controversy.
It's a whole lot of brands switching up on me right now. I want you brands to know all this shit over with. I'm charging y'all quadruple tax, quintuple actually. Man, who vibe is this, bro? Give me hug ass vibe.
Okay, so girl, he's saying, girl, don't come crawling back, bitch, when everything gets situated, girl, and the dust clear, girl, because when y'all brands come back, honey, I am going to run you that, girl. I'm going to be double charging you motherfucking hoes, okay, for wanting to use my likeness when y'all was willing to drop me, okay, doing these accusational times. Shanda says DDG can use her mental health symptoms as a danger to the child. Look, DDG did say he wanted to settle matters amicably without the court's intervention because things would get ugly legally. When he first came forward about these allegations, I was saying to y'all that it's given that, I mean, he kind of explicitly stated it, that he really didn't want to fuck up her public image. He really didn't want to go to the courts because they would have to really put everything out on the table. And that might hurt her professionally the way that this restraining order situation is, you know, hurting him currently professionally. And if the allegations from some of his relatives are true, that Haley has been the aggressor and she's actually the one who's physically abusive, that she's the one he's having to fight off and to defend himself against because she's the aggressor, this might be some of the stuff he did not want to have to bring to the courts, and he didn't want to have. And like I told you guys, men historically do not report DV to the authorities or to the courts to the degree in which women do. So that will be on brand for men in terms of how men typically deal with DV versus how women respond to DV. So I'm sure that now that guns have been drawn, courts have been activated, that both Halle and DDG are going to activate their Infinity Stones. And there's no telling what the hell is going to be said on DDG and his family's behalf. I'm sure they're going to bring some interesting things to the table. But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I'm going to keep you guys completely updated. If Soulja Boy and DDG get into the ring, who the fuck are y'all betting on being the goddamn winner? Once again, if you guys see anything surrounding these stories, make sure that you guys email me, the t@consciouztv@gmail.com, and or DM me on Instagram, and follow me on Instagram at Consciouztv, as well as thumbs up on your way out, share the stream, and once again, of course, you can donate to the platform at Consciouztv@gmail.com. My computer is really acting stank. It's just so stupid. All information is in the handle, is in the description box below. Sure, I'm gonna try to get up out of here, but it's not even letting me in the stream, child. So I'll catch y'all later. Give me all of your thoughts below. Love you guys. Bye.